Alright, we're gonna start the assembly of the single cylinder 3D printed engine that I recently put on my MakerWorld account. Free for download, link in the description. So let's get started. I'm gonna start off with the connecting rod. I got this file right here to help me file some parts down because this is my first model and the tolerances are not, they're exact, so it doesn't have much play as I would like it to. So yeah, the file is going to be necessary for this. If you download it, might make a second revision soon, but right now this is what you have to do. You might have to file some things down depending on your printer. But yeah, I put the pin in, and here is how the connecting rod and top of the piston should look. Now we're going to start applying glue to the top of the piston, and now we're going to connect the bottom and the top of the piston together to lock everything into place. And now here you go. Now you want to make sure the outside of the piston is smooth and round using your file if you have one. You can also use sandpaper. Just make sure it's smooth on the outside so that it can fit into the cylinder like this. Alright, now we're about to start building the crankshaft. And I already glued the support and the connecting rod bearing on one side of the crankshaft. Now I'm gluing the main shaft to the other side of the crankshaft. Alright, now I'm trying to put the connecting rod on the crankshaft, and now I'm filing it down so it can have a good tolerance and lower friction. And there's also a little bit of super glue on the side right there from me gluing everything together. So you can definitely use the file to knock some of that off. Alright, here's everything. Now I'm seeing how the main shaft fits through the crankcase. And the other side, the timing shaft side, or the shaft on the other side, make sure that fits on that bearing freely. And yeah, you can always lubricate things later on if it has a little bit of friction. It's alright if it has a little bit of friction, but alright, I think everything fits now, and here it is. And you can actually see how time consuming this is for me, because I'm still trying to get everything, like, you know what I'm saying? This stuff takes time even for me. Look, I'm still trying to knock some of the friction off. Had to get the file back. So yeah, guys, take your time. Just make sure everything's good. There's no need to rush the process. Now start applying the super glue onto the side of the crankcase. Glue everything together. Then boom, make sure everything spins freely. Alright, now time to add the timing shaft. Make sure you don't get any glue into that bearing surface right there, or it will seize the crankshaft. Make sure everything's even and aligned. Lubricated it a little to reduce some of the friction. But I would say to add less oil than that. And this is how everything looks on the engine stand and everything. Now it's time to put this cylinder holder thing on. Make sure to glue properly right there, because if you glue poorly, the cylinder can just fly off while the engine's running. Now for the cylinder, glue the outside of the bottom. Make sure you don't get any on the piston. Alrighty, now it is looking good. Everything's spinning freely. Dropping some oil in the cylinder. Here's the back of the sliding valve. I'm now filing it to make it as flat as possible. And here's the front of the sliding valve, or the front of the air valve. Alright, now I'm gluing one side of the air valve. I'm gonna put it on the side. You can start with the front or the back plate, it really don't matter. But here's the second one. Glue that one to the other side, and make sure that that gap in the middle is like wide enough for the sliding valve to slide through like that. So before you actually, dang, what happened? The glue came off or something? Alright, now we're gluing it down for a second time. But yeah, make sure that gap in the middle is just wide enough for the sliding valve. And you want to check that before the glue dries up completely. Alright, now we're sanding everything down, making it as flat as possible. And you can also adjust I'm actually adjusting the gap between the sliding valve and the faces of the air valve to increase the seal and compression. Alright, so glued everything together, the whole air valve. Now I have the timing rod for the sliding valve. Time to glue this onto the timing shaft. Y'all, this is easy. This is like one of the easiest projects, man. This is one cylinder. This is as easy as it gets. And once you, oh yeah, my flywheel, it's the shaft diameter. That's the wrong flywheel for this engine. I really didn't even make a flywheel for this engine yet. Well, I did, but I didn't print it out, so I didn't make it. That's what I mean. All right, so here's one of the airways. Put it on the other airway. And make sure it lines up with the square port. And this is where the air would be traveling to the cylinder head. You want to glue it to the top right there, and make sure that hole in the cylinder head lines up with the airway. Now you want to glue this and place it on the back of the air valve, and make sure that rectangle in the back lines up with the rectangle inside the airway. And here's the intake. Glue your intake. Make sure you don't get any glue on the inside of that air valve right there when you're doing this, so be very careful. And right here I'm just sealing everything up. I'm going over the potential air gaps. And here's my cylinder fins. I don't think they were working well, but we're gonna leave this in here. Y'all gonna see why I didn't put them on the engine. But this does complete the engine right here, but I didn't use them in this specific model. Yeah, that thing was being complicated. Watch, I would not get them on. I forgot what happened. I don't think it was lining up correctly. Something was going on. Yeah, and I had to take it all off. Look, as you can see, I'm just going through a lot right here, but this is the reality of it. This is the reality. I was like, man, what am I gonna do? Man, the cylinder head won't come off. What's going on? And I finally got it off. I'm like, man. And then look, broke the whole thing. Now I gotta glue the air valve back onto the cylinder head. All right, if we can rotate at least once, we are good. Guys, we about to hook this thing. Man, bro, I wish I had the right flywheel for it. But we gonna try something. But we about to hook it up to the air compressor right now. Dang, bro. Oh man, come on, man. Stay crunk. Y'all, this is the break-in. This is the break-in of a 3D printed engine. Like the break-in process. It's not usually like this, but you know, this thing has a tremendous amount of friction. But I'm gonna try to demonstrate how it all goes away after breaking it in. If it lets me. Hey, that friction's going away. Slowly but surely, it is going away. Like, at least I can, look how free it is already. It's just when it gets to this part right here. So, we... runs. It runs. That's a single cylinder, y'all. It's a single cylinder.